here's the deal. We have JonBeast against Henry. This is the most feared championship. The winner of this game is winning a belt. JonBeast and Henry played in the Ultimate Kickoff Championship, and Henry took down JonBeast in that one. Henry's looking to go back-to-back. Both these guys are numerous time belt winners. Tens of thousands of dollars on the line right here. And I want to make a quick point in that for anybody who says there's no skill gap in this game, these guys have made it to the championship back-to-back tournaments. That means they're probably really good. These guys are established as some of the best players in the world year after year. A lot of skill gap. Let's talk about what's going on here as Henry starts off with the ball. And immediately, one of the big things I want you to notice as we watch this is that you will see these guys switch sticking on defense. If you're somebody who does not know switch stick, know how to switch stick, anything like that, I implore you, I beg you, hands and knees, learn how to switch stick. Go into YouTube, type in civil how to switch stick, learn some switch sticking guides, or like watch some switch sticking guides. And it's a really big deal as we get a little rollout dot right there. Now, Henry is going to be in this bunch X nasty. He's going to audible a lot to gun doubles flex Y off close. These are two formations that became meta last year and are very popular again this year. A lot of times what you'll see is guys will come out in a formation and they'll either flip the formation or they'll audible. This is on offense a tactic that's used to keep the defense on their toes, trying to speed up the defensive adjustments and looking for a quick, easy mistake. Let's see what happens here. Henry immediately comes down bunch X nasty. That bunches to the short side of the field. We're going to see him now audible over to the doubles wild flex close. Mouthful of formation. It's actually my least favorite meta formation because it's a lot of words. Right there, though, we see John with the pressure of the gap. Now, John on defense is running this 3-3 double mug. See, we have three defensive linemen with their hands in the dirt. Bang, bang, bang. One stand up. Okay. JonBeast is then using one of these middle linebackers. It's this guy right here, and getting above the center. What he could do here, he could engage. If he engages with the center and then switch sticks off or bails, okay, we have a lot of pressure coming from here. This guy could be sent as well. It's just always, if you're Henry, you have to be aware of a potential blitz that will come in if you don't block your halfback. So just by this alignment, JonBeast could, from this, blitz, right? Which would be a quick read for Henry. Or he could go something like contain, right? Contains, bail, 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 right? Put up coverage. He could go something like Texas 4-man, right? Imagine that, bail, bail. So there's a lot of different looks that you could do from this one defensive front, which is why this stuff is so popular and so important to run this type of stuff. And you see right there, we actually get a blown blocking assignment that could have been from Henry setting up for something different. We don't know. Henry then checks into the base adjustment in the coaching adjustments. I'm a huge fan that EA added that this year. Genuinely, like added it in a patch this year. Really, big fan of that. Right there, JonBeast running a similar defense that time. Bales only sends 3 that time. Notice the switch sticking. Notice the switch stick. Numerous different switch sticks. Numerous different people you're clicking onto, trying to take away the open routes. Gets Henry onto a 3rd and 10. Switch sticking is such a big deal, man. I can't advocate for it enough. And it's what a lot of the best players do. I recommend just starting with going to flat defenders at first, staying underneath, and then as you get better and better, you will get better and better at it. One of the most popular route combos in the game, you want to be in some kind of bunch set or something like close trips, and we go outside wide receiver on a corner, middle wide receiver on a slot fade, inside wide receiver on a streak, or potentially a deep curl, stopping right here, which is one of the most popular routes in the game. Backside, we have some options right here that we're going to go drag angle route, I believe. And it's just going to do a really good job of just totally flooding this side of the field, making any defenders on this side useless, and just giving us a lot of options to be able to hit on the left side. You have to run really good defense here. And you actually see that we're missing a read right here from John. He's not hitting R1. From Henry, not hitting R1. Probably circles a scary throw, but he's going to playmaker this guy backwards and hit him. We made a video the other day on Civil Premium talking about the QB Playmaker ability. Henry most likely has the Master Tactician ability on, which has QB Playmaker built into it, which allows you to be able to Playmaker people essentially backwards. So picture a drag route, you Playmaker him the other way, he turns around like that right there. Let's go here again. A little blown coverage, bang. And that's one of the things, right? You do the quick audible over, then you attack vertically. Easy. I think Henry, I don't know if he felt like, was he supposed to get a good spin right there? I didn't see who it was. But he seemed a little bit upset. It looked like he thought he would be able to make that guy miss for whatever reason. And goes in a bunch tight end here. Potential playmaker. No. Go slant. Got it. Tutty. And real quick, if you like the idea of learning what the best players in the world are doing because you want to win more games, you should check out this website right here, which is my website, civil.gg. We have full offensive and defensive schemes that are built by the best players in the world. We have hundreds of thousands of dollars in total earnings amongst our coaches, and these are designed to help you win more games regardless of your skill level or your game mode. We have favorite pass plays with write-ups, we have videos, we have pictures, we have formation breakdowns, we have red zone, and we have a ton of schemes, meaning that regardless of what type of player you are, you're going to find stuff here that'll actually help you win. Along with that, not only do we release new schemes often, we have weekly new content in our Meta Busters, which breaks down new trending stuff like the new 3-3 Cub Blitz, which D-Croft, who's one of the best players in the world year after year, he just broke this bad boy down for you. All of that can be found in the link in the top description. And by using code CIVIL30, you can get 30% off everything you need right here. So if you want to win more games, this is it. Bang. And just like that, Henry has a really good drive. Always got to mention the clothing. Don't know what that hat is from Henry. Don't know what the shirt is either. I'll be honest. If you know what those are, let me know. I know Henry's usually dripped out. He usually has nice, last time I commented on his hat, I didn't know what it was. I found out it was a designer hat. So I can only assume whenever I don't know what clothing is, usually it's designer. So I assume the hat is designer. I don't know what the shirt is. I don't think that's designer, but maybe it is. I literally couldn't tell you. JonBeast on the other end, though, wearing just a casual sweatshirt, it appears. Don't know what's on the front of that sweatshirt. Would love to get a chance to see some kind of design I'm unfamiliar with. Don't know if that's designer or not. Don't think it is. Don't know what's on that sweatshirt. Not sure. Me personally, rocking basic Carhartt. Got the cross necklace on. JonBeast, $530,000 of career earnings. People will talk about like, oh, these guys are getting so hyped up over a video game. Yeah, I would use that same logic of like, man, these NFL athletes are getting so hyped up over a kid's game. Why are they getting so hyped up? Because they're changing their lives, right? Especially here, 500K. I don't know if you know this or not. $500,000. Good amount of money. Good amount of money. Good amount of money, man. So it's like, man, oh, you're showing so much emotion over a video game. It's like, of course they are. They're changing their lives, their family's life, right? Of course they're getting hyped. Of course they take it seriously. You know, no different than how an athlete takes takes a sport seriously. The same thing. They're a children's game that's changing lives here. Let's see if we get the same graphic for Henry here. No? There we go. Yep. Hometown, Dallas, Texas. That's where he lives now. It's not his hometown. 1.1 mil in career earnings. 1.1 mil. 1.1 mil. Good amount of money. Good amount of money right there. Very common and one of my favorite concepts in the game. He doesn't get it right here, but he's going to go over the top. JonBeast, little stop and go bang. Ooh. All right, so I want to talk about a lot of different things right here. First of all, this is a basic trail concept. With the addition of return routes in Madden 26, we can actually do this right here and put a return route underneath or behind it. This is a really great way to beat man coverage and zone coverage in the middle of the field. Then on the left side, he goes slot, fade, and streak, really attacking vertically on that left side. Halfback goes underneath on a flat. Had the drag, actually, for a moment. JonBeast gets aggressive, goes over top. He did a little hesitation right there, keeping the defender on his hip. Very similar to a basketball player if they get a defender on their back, right? If you're bringing the ball up, you get a defender on your back, you might actually slow up, keep that defender behind you, and allow the play to develop in front of you. Cade Cunningham, I'm a huge Cade fan. I'm a huge Pistons fan, by the way. He does that very frequently. One of the best route combos in the game right here. Got to watch that left seam, not there. Post route. Good catch. Gets it outside the switch stick range of Henry. And JonBeast is moving this rock. He's going to be the bunch X nasty quite a bit. You could tell this is one of the best formations in the game, right? Whenever you see these top end players running a lot. JonBeast, though, going to check into gun tight open a good amount. It appears, right? This is the second time, I think. I think it's just the second time so far going to it already, which is a lot. Has that little stock, interesting in route on the right side. Corner route was there. Ends up taking a big sack. 2nd and 22. And almost like an undisciplined play. This year, it's a lot harder than previous years where you'd be able to, if you got screamed at right here, you could almost like accelerate away from the guy by holding turbo. QBs just don't seem to get that burst this year. And he's just not able to make it happen. Let's see, he's going to, oh no, he's going to check into the tight open again. So JonBeast's a big advocate of it as we get a black screen, and now we're back. Go over that seam route, fade route. Oh, I don't know what that was. Whatever. Gets it, though. Wide open. Bang. Little spin move. Almost got busy with it. Darren Waller. Shout out to Darren Waller, man. Making some moves in NFL. He was gone for a second. Now he's back. We get a way too, like, genuinely, that is one of the I know this is an educational video, and we already went off topic with the I mean, this is a like, what a this is an insane close-up. Like, bro, that bro, we need we need to not do that. Like, that's like, bro, they were, like, all the way up on him. Oh, man, underneath route, drag, takes it. Right, combination. You gotta be sometimes you'll see, especially JonBeast, right? He's definitely a little bit more of a gunslinger where he's not afraid to launch that ball, chuck it deep sometimes, which I respect. Um, but you have to make people defend underneath, right? And that's why, because when they don't, you're able to hit that drag, you're able to take it upfield. The rack in these games, right? This applies to pretty much every Madden and pretty much every college football. The rack, I think we skipped a play. The rack in these games is so big, right? Run after catch. And it's so big to get rack, but also prevent rack on the defensive side of the ball. Let's watch right here again. Right? Okay. That is not me, by the way. It's from the broadcast. So throwing that out there. Nah, that's not me doing that. Nonetheless, fun check's nasty. Are we? Oh, we missed the turnover. That's what happened. We missed the turnover. Henry turned the ball over. We actually don't know how. Oh, you know what? I actually missed it on this kick return. Watch this. It like they cut away from it so fast, I wasn't really locked in. Fumble right there. Yeah, we don't even get to see the reaction because they immediately cut away. That's nice. So JonBeast gets the ball back with a strip fumble. That sucks if you're Henry. Like Henry got cheated right there. One thing I'll say though is like this is a little thing, right? Especially in this game, these guys are evenly matched. Where on every tackle that you can, you want to spam right bumper. That's gonna go for those rips. It's unlikely you get one, but if you get one, it can change the entire game, right? Right there, JonBeast literally steals the possession away from Henry. Dang, I'm upset that I missed that the first time. Um, but nonetheless, see this deep smart routed curl, or I mean custom stem curl up about 15 yards. Gotta watch that. Might actually be open here. He's gonna take it away though. Henry does. Playmaker up right there. That's that. You gotta the playmaker's just so good, man. It's just so good. John gonna check into the ace slot. Might go QB power here. No, he goes inside zone. Weird gives that Ashton Genty stance. Blown up though by Henry. One of the big things I'm an advocate of, and this is like you'll see it in me when I'm playing at my very best, is like having gap shoots for every run. Because I'm such an advocate of this idea of like we want to make our opponents work in every moment possible, like every possible time. And so even in this situation, be able to blow up the run right there from Henry, huge because now it's gonna make JonBeast at least work. He might score a touchdown still, and instead he throws a pick. JonBeast does not throw this interception. He doesn't throw this pick six. It appears. Not pick six. He does not throw an interception if Henry doesn't have good run defense the previous play. Having good run defense is not sexy, typically. Sometimes it is. It's not sexy, but what it is that it allows you to set yourself up to force the opponent to have to play the game, to have to be good. That's not saying running the ball isn't playing the game, but it's obviously, I think we can all agree, running the ball is much easier than passing typically, right? A lot less low risk, or a lot less risk. And so by forcing to pass, he's able to get that stop. Boom. Gets that nice possession catch. Definitely a scarier throw right there. Potential for something bad. Good possession catch from Henry right there. Real bunch X nasty. Gonna keep it to the left side, but then we're gonna check into again consistently. We're coming out, then we're flipping or we're changing formation. It's a strategy that the best players use. This was popularized, I think, big time by Dez back in like Madden. Geez, when would this been popularized by Dez? Madden 20, 21? Or no, I'm sorry, not Madden 20 for Dez. Madden 22, 23 for Dez. Especially 23, I feel like it really started to pop it off for people with audible formations all the time. Pavin was big on this too, and now it's just so popular. It's honestly an area of the game where I haven't adhered to a lot, right? It's just not something I love doing, but it is really good. To be dumb to say it isn't. Imagine right there, though. This is a difference in run game and like what that can do. Imagine Henry right here runs the ball. Imagine JonBeast able to blow that up, right? Blow it up. You get second and 12. Henry has to pass. Instead, it's second and 2. Henry can really do whatever he wants here, right? He can run the ball again, he can pass, he can really do whatever. He goes hurry up, so JonBeast, you're on your toes a little bit. I thought we were going to take to the second. He doesn't, though. And Henry's going to go back to the same pass play. Quick dot. First down, not a tutty, though. First and goal from the 1. Henry's going to stay in the A slot. Probably go QB power here. Oh, but no, he's not. I thought QB power. He's not going to go QB power. Go pass the ball here. JonBeast showing blitz. Sends blitz. Pressure. Good read right there from Henry. Just gets a quick flat. Tutty goes up 7. So now JonBeast with the ball back, 4:53. There is, there is argument to, look for clocking here because JonBeast does get ball at half. I deserve this dump charge. My girl dumped me and said my man team sucks. Word. Nice. Nice. Whatchamacallit? Like, there is big arguments here to chew the clock. JonBeast, you get ball at half. A perfect clock chewing, which some Madden players would go towards here, would be JonBeast ties the game at 14 with basically no time left in the half and gets ball back, not allowing Henry, one of the best players in the world, one of the best offensive players in the world, to get the ball back, right? We actually saw kind of a similar situation. Launches that one. That's a tougher read. Tough read. We saw a similar situation, though, where T. Higgins on Thursday Night Football the other day, Bengals versus Steelers, where he went down purposely to not allow the other offense to get back in the field. That tactic is a little bit more like scary in the NFL. It's not very mainstream. In real football, though, in Madden, it's very, very popular. Right here, Henry gets a very lucky two-man kind of pressure off this right edge. It's just instantly right through. Really annoying because we actually block 6 here on offense. JonBeast does. Then trying to lob that up. You might be able to swerve and catch that. Gets his, he throws though. Then the spy drops the pick, then almost gets caught. Henry with back-to-back plays where he feels like he should have gotten a turnover. That send 2, honestly, I'm glad that wasn't a pick because send 2 getting in on 6 is like pretty fluky and kind of nonsense, in my opinion. But hey, that's why I'm here in the booth, and they're here on the virtual gridiron. JonBeast, so not really showing any signs of like wanting to clock right and get himself into a 4th and 10. Goes quick throw to the drag, bang, got it, gets a first down. Even on 4th and 10, JonBeast is willing to hit this drag route underneath, showing how good Rack is in this game. Right, JonBeast's like, yeah, 4th and 10. Mind you, also, he's getting screamed at, so you do have to throw his ball fast. But a lot of people would probably panic throw this post route. JonBeast hits that drag underneath, barely able to get it by just a couple of yards. And now we're gonna get to 4:30. I am very curious though, because if you're JonBeast 4:30, you can clock this. And so I am a little, yeah. And he's gonna run the ball, but he doesn't milk the clock, so that's just a normal run. Clock not a factor right now for him. Even though I personally think like it could be and it should be a little bit. It definitely should be a little bit. Because the goal here is obviously to score a touchdown if you're John. And now at this point, if you score a touchdown, right, the soonest you could score it is with 4 minutes left, essentially. Henry's going to clock you. So you might as well try to clock him, not give him time. Right there, that's where that playmaker ability can be so good. And that's where JonBeast, it's one of the things he's the best at, is check this. So we have this drag, a basic high-low read, right? Drag going here, in route going here. But this drag is going to get playmaker up. That's the left trigger, right stick up. He's going to playmaker the closest receiver. He goes up here. Henry takes his user to go user him. JonBeast able to hit this in route with a high ball. Right, high ball and hold that left bumper. Boom. High ball is really important. Like, that's a big deal he does that right there because there's a chance that Henry switch sticks to state just, and he's able to get up there. So the high ball just protects the ball quite a bit. You'll see whenever you're trying to get the ball above a defender, you'll typically want to high ball that thing. You'll see, professional man players do it all the time. And a little kind of a big thing here is if you're getting value from this at all, let me know in the comment section. Right, we like doing these breakdowns. Speed option not there. John, yeah, no sign of wanting to clock or anything. As like we're in an easy clock situation. And here actually looks like he's going a little bit more towards the play call for that, right? Because this is gonna be a very underneath route combo. Goes bang or RPO. It gets off that tackle, gets off that one. So Henry will get the ball back no matter what, which is a great thing for Henry. And we'll see what John does here. Checks into tight open again. He loves his tight open. A bit of an off-meta thing. Like, tight open has not been a popular formation at this level. Maybe ever? I'm trying to think. Maybe ever? John misses a couple reads on the left side. Goes backside, though. Hits that return route. Let's talk a little bit about what Henry's doing on defense. He's sitting consistently in this nickel cub, getting his user down this gap. You'll see a few different setups of this. A lot of times, though, this guy will, he's in a blitzing angle, or he's in a blitz assignment, and he'll switch off of him. Now, he's not doing that all the time. Right there, he sends 2 again. Playmaker backwards, not there. And you can see, like, look at the switching from Henry on defense right here. JonBeast goes, right, switch stick, boom, defends this post. Now he's here to defend the in route. Now he knows that JonBeast is going to Playmaker back, so he's going to switch stick over here to defend that route again. So St. Just has actually been switch stick onto 2 different times in one play to defend 2 different routes. That's huge. That's a great job from Henry, and it forces JonBeast into a coverage sack, 3rd and 18. You got to think a coverage sack in this game where getting routes open is probably easier than it's ever been. And right there, Henry forces a big coverage sack, potentially to hold John to 3. And if Henry gets the ball right, which he would get if he holds him to 3, gets the ball back, it's like, dang. Now you see, though, if JonBeast had managed the clock just a little bit differently, he'd be in a great spot to totally milk out the half. And even if he only gets 3 here, it'd be okay because he'd be getting ball back down 4 essentially immediately. Whereas now, because he didn't really care about the clock going into this drive or throughout this drive, even if he gets a first down, then gets stopped there, like Henry's getting the ball back with a good amount of time, no matter what. And that one of the best ways to play defense is by just not letting your opponent see the ball. We'll see what happens right here. Keeps that bunch to the short side. 3-man rush, or I'm sorry, 4-man rush. Playmaker up. He's going to force it. That's going to be a high ball overthrown. And that one's... Henry finally gets it. He probably feels like he was deserved. That one's a little unfortunate from JonBeast's point of view. Playmaker up. I think he highballs this. And it's within the reticle. He just doesn't jump for the ball at all. And I don't know why he doesn't, because it doesn't move his receiver at all. And he got a good throw on it. So I don't know why. Nonetheless, Henry gets the ball back. There's a minute 55 or so left in this half. Henry's up 7 as well. So obviously, really good spot. He is going to take this first snap from his own end zone. And we'll see what he does here. Oh, insta shed too. Great pocket though. Rolls out. Able to get out of a bad situation for Henry. And yeah, we'll see this replay. This is a pretty forced throw too, I'll be honest. Like this is, I mean, if you can get this as a dot, if you're Henry though, you're really hoping somebody comes, somebody makes a play on that ball and like just hits the receiver so you can't catch it. Like there is a world where you're able to catch this ball, I guess. It's a tough throw. I didn't think it'd be, you'd like to see the receiver animate on that ball. But nonetheless, 4-man rush, gets a free rusher off the edge. Almost intentional grounding. I wouldn't agree with that call, but that is something in the game that happens where that quick throw can be an intentional grounding, even if you have a receiver in that area. Just something that happens sometimes. If your JonBeast really want that. Henry on a 2nd and 10 now, down or up 7 in a great spot. JonBeast sticking in that same defense though. 4-man ends up taking a sack. Clock is going a little bit, but neither guy's too concerned with it now. JonBeast with the chance to actually get a legit stop and get the ball back here. Remember, JonBeast already has a fumble in this game. And so, looking to get another stop. Or JonBeast received a fumble, right? He forced it. Crosser, just overthrown from Henry. Now it's 4th and 14. What's interesting is that even if Henry gets stopped right here, good chance he gets the ball back. He'll definitely get the ball back again. So this won't be Henry's final drive, which is one of the reasons why he's definitely willing to go for it. People always go for it in Madden, though. It's limited possessions. You just kind of have to. Deep curl route, deep in route. Here you go, 5 outs. We'll see. It doesn't look like any pressure here, but he might Texas 4-man him. We'll see if he does. Nope, standard 4-man rush. Seam throw, swatted by John. And just like that, JonBeast gets a legit stop back. Now inside the 10-yard line. Gotta think the first play will be a run. My guess is typically what people do here. And he's going to go, let's see. He is going to pass flood option post or flood H post. In route back to the end zone. That's actually a stemmed up post route, but same idea. Never mind, he's going to change it. Got pressure. Not there. Ends up getting a shed though. Nothing there. Good defense. So we have a little double slant concept in the middle of the field. Just nothing there. Those sheds, dude, they got double or nothing on these guys. Double or nothing is just such a good ability. Double or nothing is definitely taking over as the meta defensive line ability right now. Gets a shed right there. Just tosses 74. Nothing there. If he had more time, he could have maybe hit that slant, or if the defender underneath went up to the slant, hit the hitch, but not able to. Henry burns a timeout. Minute 3, 3rd and goal. See if JonBeast has a dot. JonBeast's been a little bit bagged down here inside, really about the 25 or so. Last drive was bagged. This drive seems bagged. See if he has a dot right here, though. It's like one of those situational things where, like, you know the concepts. You probably haven't played a ton from this little yard line, but you definitely have a player or two that you feel like you can get. That's where a lot of reps plays in a factor. He has potential playmaker. Not there. Goes drag route. Gets tackled short. And there's a timeout from Henry. This is where the decision time comes. You go for it if you're John. You get ball at half. So, there's two schools of thought, right? You get ball at half. Cool, you just kick 3 then, right? Or if you go for it, right? If you get it, awesome. If you don't get it, you get ball at half. So it's not like, as long as you play defense, you're good. All right, so he's going to go. This is that post route. So here's the halfback post. It's one of the better routes this year in the game because now this halfback post attacks the seam, right? We get wheel route from the tight end. He's going to be a flat route at this point. And this post route does this. So you could throw this post right here, or you could throw it back at the end zone as well. So watch what John does. Henry vacates, he goes post route. He vacates this left area, able to quick throw it right inside. Boom, possession catch. Tutty, huge job by John right there scoring. Now he has to play defense, though, for about 50-ish seconds. Yeah, 55 seconds. Henry's got the ball in his own 20. Gonna go to a pretty popular route combo. Has that crosser wide open. And kind of a shocking thing to leave wide open if you're John. And just, yeah, I think he's upset with himself. Because immediately, Henry's not in field goal range, but like almost. But with 49 seconds, it's like, you have a timeout. You feel great about being in this situation now. If he goes drag back across the body, he does. Drag, not really there though. Nothing there, nothing there. Takes off, slides down with Jaden Daniels. And he's almost, is that what, the 41? Almost a field goal range here. If you're John, you might even send pressure one play. Let's send a little bit of pressure one play just to see. Yep, sends that Texas 2-man. Boom. Ends up getting the pressure. That's a big deal. Only 28 seconds left. Henry checks into the empty blocking set now. Let's see if John sends pressure again. Henry really fighting to just get 3. 3-man Pete. Nope. Deep in route taken away. Yeah, and there's this little speed burst that they're doing, or especially Henry's doing a lot with Jaden Daniels. He gets out into field goal range. He is down to no timeout, so it can be a little risky here. There's a couple different options for JonBeast. Just keep everything in bounds, right? There is an argument to send pressure, make him kick like a fast field goal after a sack. We'll see what he does. Henry going for a deep shot right here, everything to the end zone. Only 2-man pressure from John. And he's going to throw the ball away. 13 seconds. You honestly, you call a play where you're only throwing a touchdown shot, basically. And that's it. You just can't get tackled in bounds here. No world. No world. And that's exactly what he's doing. Everything going to the end zone. 3-man pressure picked up, rolling out, throws it away. And Henry's going to kick his 3 right here after that. Yeah, he will. Cool. That'll take us into halftime. Henry up 17-14. JonBeast, nothing's going to happen here. We're going to skip ahead. Here we have John with ball, down 3. All in all, first half, mano-a-mano, right? Henry ends the first half up 3, but JonBeast starts the second half with the ball. They're both in a great spot, honestly. They really are. So now it really comes down to who just wins this half, right? Who wins this half? Henry in that nickel 3-3 cub. That user's always coming down right here. A few different pressures we could send. Sometimes that user's going to be on a blitzing angle. Henry's going to immediately switch stick off. Sometimes he won't be, and he's going to bail with that user. It's an always give and take. You always set your defense up the same way. You have pressure looks from it. You have coverage looks. Right there, you see that pressure come off the right edge. JonBeast with the lob. Throws it perfectly in stride. Deshaun Jackson, Tutty. You see that pressure coming off that right edge. Straight from Deshaun. What happens here? Is it just this guy bailing deep? Deshaun just gets a step. Lobs it up. Good throw. Catches it in stride. Tutty for JonBeast. Just like that. Boom. Now, almost got busy off the kick return for Henry. Yeah, we'll even see the replay from EA. Yeah, good hot read. One of the big skill gaps you'll see in this game between, pros and good players is being able to make the fast reads when you're sending 5 out when the pressure's coming in fast. Like, being able to hit those reads correctly, that's a huge skill gap as we get that happening again. And they hit a dot. Nice. But also, being able to take the top off the defense. It's actually one of the big areas where I'll struggle a lot, is being able to make that quick read, but also being able to make that quick read to where you're not dinking and dunking and having to make that quick read 8 times a drive. Sometimes that quick read is the touchdown, right? Whether it's the drag that you get the rack on that we saw earlier, or it's a streak that gets a step, you perfectly hit it in stride. Those are skill gap things, both on making the read and the pass lead on something like that streak. It's a huge difference maker. So if you have to make that quick read every single play, every single drive for 8 plays a drive, you're gonna make a few mistakes. You just will. But if you can if you take the top off the defense or get some big plays, huge advantage. Huge advantage that you're able to do sometimes. So here we go. Henry on offense hits a quick flat to Darren Waller, right? And that's like the easier. That's a good read. But that's an easier read, right? Where like you see the flat open, you hit it. The harder one is identifying when that flat isn't there. You have pressure coming, and you're able to correctly make the next read over top it, or get to your second read, right? Your second progression, your third progression, your fourth progression. That's where there's massive skill gap, massive. Roll out has that crosser, or I'm sorry, has that drag route. And again, I don't even think that was a drag, actually. That was a return route from number 10. Look right here. Rolls out. A lot of people, that thing's just going the other way, not open. Playmaker's this up, though, has it for a dot. That's where that QB Playmaker is just so big. JonBeast tries to get there with the switch stick, but just not able to, right? Not able to. Good possession catch from Henry. Gets down, gets good animation. And one of my favorite players of all time, Deshaun Jackson, with another catch. See the flip. Immediately. Always see it. Always see it. Always see it. Let's go. RPO alert bubble. Yeah. Good switch stick from John. Just not able to make the play. Knocked out of bounds. Henry going back to this double slant, double streak play. He's called it a lot. I don't. A lot of people call this play a lot. It's not a play that I've really seen be super meta in the past. I think it's a big playmaker play. They do it from the play spacing switch, because spacing switch has kind of a special halfback flat route. It's a little bit better than others. But you see it again right here, able to hit that backside slant that time. Walks in, does a backflip in the end zone. Henry takes the lead. He's up by 3. Or I'm sorry, yeah, he's up by 3 now. And we'll see JonBeast get the ball back with a 2nd and 10, 2:27 left in the third. JonBeast down 3. Potential playmaker backwards. He does playmaker backwards. Gonna go for the long ball. That might be an interception. It should be. And Henry appears to not be upset that that was not a interception. JonBeast has definitely thrown a few questionable ones. That's for sure. A few questionable ones. That one certainly on the list, I would say, of questionable. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens on this play. Henry sending 2 again. Goes up top. And that's one of the more frustrating things. Yeah, and it sucks, dude. Like, we've all probably been there. I know I certainly have. You get to pick the previous play. Henry should have picked that ball off, very obviously. Next play just goes over top. Gets 1-play touchdown. That's a combination of, like, yes, you give people numerous chances. They're gonna find holes in the defense. Also, probably a frustrating thing from Henry, where he's not totally in the right mindset to make the adjustments pre-snap and post-snap to defend against something like that and to see it. But nonetheless, we're going to see Henry. I skipped ahead too far. Whoops. We're going to see Henry back in offense, down 4. He's played pretty well so far, and he just messes up right here. Bad user, doesn't get the switch stick up soon enough. JonBeast doesn't, rather, and Henry able to take a big shot to Marshawn Lynch. You see again, like, them capitalize. Some open deep, they hit that thing deep, right? Making offense easy for themselves. Making it easy. The flat mesh concept right here. Goes, boom, picked off. And that's a bad read from Henry. That's one of the ones, though, that, like, I feel like you can't get a ton this year. Honestly, just a good... I wonder if Henry pass leads that wrong or something. Because usually when you have a step on a drag, you're able, like, to hit him in stride. That's what Henry's thinking, that his user's just too far behind, or the player is. And it would look like it a little bit, but good reaction from JonBeast to cut underneath it. Probably is a pick every single time. Good switch stick and just gets a favorable kind of like movement, I guess, because it's hard to make that movement, I feel like. That's why Henry threw it, because he sees that guy crossing the defender's face. It's like, yeah, it's very hard for this drag to get played by this guy who's facing this way. And so Henry sees those hips, and he's hitting this drag right here. It's just what happens here is that the guy, honestly, like, it's Brian Dawkins does a great job of flipping his hip. Like, honestly. And great switch kick from John as well to help continue that process. That's why Henry made the read, though. 100%. JonBeast goes drag route, Darren Waller. Now, JonBeast up 4. Get points, get points, get points. He has not shown to care about clock at all. Again, there's some Madden players who you'll watch who, in this situation, are just killing clock, killing clock. And it's a big part of their offense. It's not who JonBeast is. This is a belt game though, so you will see people make some interesting decisions, et cetera, et cetera. But four-man pass rush not there. Drag route just barely and gets knocked out. Tough throw, tough catch. So we'll see a 3rd and 5 now. Henry with an opportunity to get a back-to-back or get 2 stops, right? 3rd down stop, 4th down stop. We'll see. Oh, no way he keeps that curl, right? Yeah, go streak. Has it. Boom, Darren Waller. Wide open. Able to get a big gain. 4 tutties for John, 2 interceptions. Henry, I mean, both of them have gotten some stops, so it's like, feel good. Go inside zone now from John. No? Yeah, okay. Blown up by Henry. And that's right, like, when you have deep run defense that just blows things up, I mean, it's a nice thing. Ideally, if you're John, well, again, clock isn't number one thing. You'd like to take this into the 4th, though, right here. Like, let this clock go just a couple more seconds, and then ideally this complete pass that takes it to the 4th, and he will right here. Assuming he completes the pass. He does. And it won't be actually because he got out of bounds. The clock won't go until he selects the play. And, oh well. But I mean, when you're in like this type of game, that 4th quarter, I mean, every second it's just like you're just milking. You're just, you know what I mean? You're just trying to get out of here. You're just trying to get out. In route, or I'm sorry, not in route, curl route, got it. Those stemmed up curls are just nasty. Just nasty, super hard to defend. And now it takes us to the 4th. JonBeast up 4. 1st and goal from, I believe that's the 8-yard line. Gonna go under center. We haven't really seen this from him yet. And he's at the, in between the 8 and the 7.5 yard line, you could say. We'll see. Bang. Okay. Now you see John chewing now, right? Gets that clock all the way down to 4. Good tries to have good stick. Gets blown up though. And back-to-back runs will milk the clock, but it's like you only have one play now to pass the ball. I would find it unlikely that John would go for it in this situation unless he gets right to the goal line. So we'll see. More clock chewing. Drops back, 4-man rush, gets picked up, shed, goes underneath. Randy spins. And now it's like now this is a tough decision. You kick 3, you go up 7, you kind of guarantee you won't lose on Henry's next drive. You score though, and like you increase your chances of winning by 1,000,000,000%. You're at 1 yard away. JonBeast's always been an aggressive player. I assume he goes for this. He kicks. Wow. He kicks. Okay. Henry's ball. Down 7. See what Henry does. Bunch X nasty to the short side. Has a touchdown actually immediately. Does he? Yeah, he goes down. Yep. And so that's the clock thing, right? Which is actually tough, man. Which is honestly a tough thing to do because now you're like, I have to score. He scored 1 touchdown this drive already. He's saying he has to score more touchdowns. And if you're John, you also know he's not even trying to score a touchdown this play. So you can actually play kind of aggressive. You honestly, if you're John, you should play aggressive and make him like, not that you're just gonna give him a touchdown up, but you're not just gonna give him a free touchdown necessarily, just let him tie the game up. But like, you know what his goals are, right? And you know if he scores a quick touchdown, you are tied and you have 2.5 minutes to go, right? So somebody said for that, especially on a 3rd and 1, like I play super aggressive. Super aggressive. Here's if he does that. I mean, here's a chance to get a stop. Goes inside. Yeah, and that's where he actually gets the stop. Lucky, though. He does not have good run defense built in. Like this, that was a pure lucky, bad stick work by Henry. Henry's going to check into something different right here. Bunch X nasty short side flips. And we actually see JonBeast in a different defense. I don't know if that's purposeful or not. Goes quick flat. I don't think that was purposeful. Can't imagine. And that's honestly the most ideal thing for Henry is picking up in that manner. Stays in bounds. Plenty of field to get another 1st down if need be. Let's see where our clock situation is. Yep, at the 2-minute warning exactly. And we'll see. Henry's going to set an audible or 2 and check into something potentially different than what he's been in. Running low on time here on the play clock. Audibles. Okay. JonBeast in that double mug. Pressure potentially coming. Yep, he's going to go outside zone. Makes sense. That time the run gets blown up, which is great for John. Keeps the clock going for Henry, so that's why he called that. John won't call timeout yet, obviously. Neither player will, so this will run down to about a minute 25 before the ball is snapped. And now if you're Henry, you're starting to get closer into, like, willing to score a touchdown territory. Probably not yet, though. Unless it's, yeah, probably not yet. Takes off with the speed burst with Jaden Daniels. Gets to a 3rd and inches, which is great for Henry. Neither player calling a timeout yet, so this will drop underneath a minute now. And Henry probably still not looking to score. If you're JonBeast, you're playing super aggressive underneath. You have to be. Boom, quick flat. Great tackle from John. If you're Henry, you're pretty annoyed by that. If you get the first, it works out, but geez, one-on-one tackle. Lynch gets stood up, put into the dirt. We'll see a stop right here. Huge. Go the same idea. Mesh with the streak. Potential touchdown to the streak. No, boom, picked off. Henry just makes a bad read. Henry just makes a really bad read. Goes basic mesh right here. We'll see. Yeah, this guy was manned up onto X. Just switches right here. Does a great switch to gives up the first down somewhere else. And was the left flat wide open? Yeah, it looks like honestly just a misread by Henry. See. Yeah, left flat wide open. Henry just makes the wrong read. Misplays it. Gets the first. I'm sorry, gets the JonBeast gets the interception. And it's just one first down. John gets it right there. Gets down. Bada boom, bada bing. And just like that, JonBeast wins another belt. Beats Henry in a really good game. Both these guys played really good. They're probably the undisputed 2 best players in the world. Trading blows at this point because Henry won the first finals matchup back a month ago. We're gonna see a couple runs, but pretty much, yeah. JonBeast holding right bumper. Henry not gonna call a timeout. That'll be GG's. You enjoy the video? Make sure you check out Civil.gg. We have a lot of value over there. We have over 2,000 active members there, and I think if you want to win more games, that's the place to be.